Speaker's Corner aboard the Villa V Odyssey, hosted by Kit Cassingham.
So, I'll fill time. I'm Kit Cassingham. Our speaker tonight has been doing geeky things since 1983. She was one of the early adopters of those newfangled desktop personal computers. And she fell in love so much that she started teaching people how to do all the things you can do on those little computers, which were really pretty spineless. I had an Apple IIe, and my father-in-law said, "You don't need 4K of memory. I run complex scientific calculations on mine with less than that." He didn't mention that it took 12 hours to do it, but that's okay. So Chris learned how to do all of this stuff. And then when she and Jim became digital nomads in 2003, they took their business with them. And Geeks On Tour was born about then. And then Google created Google Photos. So she abandoned Picasa, which she had learned and used, because she had to start taking pictures. Oh, I didn't tell you that they went on the road with an RV. And that's when she started taking a lot of pictures. And she really learned how to do all the Google Photos, etc. things. That's why we call her the Google gal. And so tonight we are going to let her teach us lots about taking and organizing and editing and enjoying the photos you've been taking through your travels. Chris Guld!
He's the real geek. There you go. I'm just the translator. That's how it works. Thank you to everybody who replied to my survey, I think. Because out of nearly 50 of you answered the survey, but out of all of the 50, I think there were only 6 that actually use Google Photos. I am not here to convince you to use Google Photos. I just want you to see how I use it. And maybe there's something, we do have a Google Photos user there?
Yeah, but Google Pixels.
Pixels, right. How many of you do have a Pixel phone? That's a Google phone, so your only choice, except for one, which Randy, there you are. I did not know that you had any other choice on a Google Pixel other than Google Photos, but there is this thing called Google Gallery, which I didn't know that anybody uses until I talked with Randy. Anyway, so, and then how many have iPhone?
Google Photos is the default on Pixel.
Oh, jeez.
Google Gallery is a different.
They should be taught not to interrupt, shouldn't they? Shouldn't they? Okay, there were a lot of hands for iPhone, right? Yeah, it was like 60 or 70% of the survey results were iPhone. And then Android was the rest. And how many have both? Okay, I have, my main phone is a Samsung S25 Ultra. I also have an iPhone, I also have an iPad, and what do you have?
I have a Pixel.
Okay, and to start with, I want to, what we'll be showing you is sharing albums. That's my biggest love of using Google Photos, is having shared albums. And we have a shared album of our trip, and I want our people to know that we are doing this seminar. So I'm going to take a selfie here with the title slide. What happened to my title slide?
He broke it.
All right.
Because most of the people who follow us have been to seminars of ours that we taught all over the country. You know the first rule of taking a good photo on your phone? Clean the lens. Especially the selfie lens, because it's bound to have dirty fingerprints on it. And you don't even know where it is. It's just kind of, you have to find a little dot in the top of your screen. That's your selfie lens. And now I can tell on the screen it looks a lot better. There we go. Okay. So here we are. And I have the timer set so I can, all right. And then we always like to take a selfie with our audience. If anybody does not like their photos taken, now is the time to just turn around or hug your knees. Oh, and I left the timer on. So that way you can touch, but I always forget, you can touch the trigger and then position your phone and just count down 5, 1. All right, so I just took 2 pictures on my Samsung that will come to play in a minute. So I'm Chris. If you don't know, I'm Chris, and this is my husband Jim.
I'm Jim.
And we are
Geeks On Tour.
We are Geeks On Tour, and as Kit mentioned, we've been that since like 2004, when we were in an RV and we were traveling to RV rallies, and we did seminars like this at RV rallies. And now we live on a cruise ship. And we still do our teaching all on YouTube or on Zoom. You know, we did a seminar for Golden Gate Computer Society a couple weeks ago, just over Zoom. The internet has been working great for us. So our website is geeksontour.com. And there's 25 years worth of tutorial videos and articles and all sorts of stuff on there. But since we've been on the cruise ship, we started a whole new page, and I want you to see our photo album. So on our home page, there is a button called Our Cruising Life. You just click on Our Cruising Life, and it takes you to a special page. Scroll down, and there's all sorts of links there, including links to our photo albums. We are on our 3rd photo album. I've decided that a photo album per segment is the right way to do it. And in our house, I used to do a photo album every month. That was my journaling, if you will. And here is our current photo album. And any of you can go there right now. This is the beauty of Google Photos shared photo albums. You just put a link, and anybody who can click on that link can see your photos. And so this is our photo album. Now that photo that I just took, so he's on, what kind of computer are you on there, Jim?
I'm on an Apple Mac book.
He's on a Mac. So it does not matter. That's the beauty of Google Photos. It doesn't matter if you're on an Android, an iPhone, a Mac, or a PC. You can use Google Photos. I want to show you on my phone the photo that I just took, and I'm going to add it to that album. So Google Photos. This is a Samsung. So many of you I know with Samsungs would use that button to look at your photos, right? No. If you're going to use Google Photos, you use Google Photos to look at your photos. And come on, it hasn't updated. Oh, there it is. Okay, so there is the photo that I just took of me in front of the title slide. Now let's see if I can just make that a little bit better. It says edit, and I'll just do a dynamic, just a one touch, make it better if you can. And that's okay. And save as copy. That's something that I don't love everything about Google Photos. There are certain things that piss me off, like on my Android, the need to save a copy every time I do an edit. Doesn't do that on my iPhone. So what I want to do now is add that photo, that improved photo. Notice there's a little button here that says add to. I'm going to add it to that album. And that is our 2025 August Japan and Philippines Sea. I have just added it to that album. And now all Jim has to do is refresh his screen, and he will be seeing that photo. It's not, there we go, yep. Now, we have, see all those little faces up at the top? Those are friends and family and just acquaintances that are following our album. They all are getting a notification right now that there's a new photo added, and they will be able to make a comment. So it's kind of like our own personal Facebook, not a public Facebook. It's just people who have clicked on our album and said join that they now see. So we have all sorts of people who are following our travels, and I just love that. Let me add another one. And you don't have to look at my phone here. I'm just going to make that picture look better, and then add that selfie of us to the album. So you just open a photo, tap the plus, add it to an album, and if it's an album that other people are watching, now you should be able to refresh.
Chris, question.
Yes?
Can you only add one at a time, or can you add like...
You can add many. You can add, so the question is, can you only add one at a time, or can you add multiple? You can select multiple and add. So I could have added those both at the same time. Yes. All right. So that's just I think, what good are pictures if you don't look at them, if your friends don't look at them? That's my love of Google Photos, is for these shared albums. So back to slideshow. So you can get to that photo album by going to geeksontour.com and click on Our Cruising Life. As I think Kit mentioned, I am a certifiable, yes, product expert by Google. And in case you don't know Google Photos, yes? Question over there?
Maybe you just answered it. I wanted to know what the icon is on the iPhone for Google Photos. How do I know which?
It's the same icon on the Android or on iPhone.
Okay. So it's not that flower.
It's not the flower. The flower is Apple Photos. The pinwheel is Google Photos.
And that's just an app.
That's just an app, yeah. However, now wait, yeah, those of you with iPhone,
Yeah.
the purpose of Google Photos is to upload all the photos from your phone to the cloud in your Google account. Don't do that unless you want to. So,
Don't do that.
if you want to, fine. But if you have thousands of photos on your phone, those thousands of photos are going to be uploaded to Google Photos, and you might run out of your storage space and then have to start paying. And a lot of people get really pissed off about that. That's what I've noticed. Okay. So in case you don't know Google Photos, it is a product by Google that will privately store. That's something people have a misconception about. They think if it goes up to the cloud, anybody can see it. No, it's private to you only. To store, organize, edit, and share your lifetime of photos. It stores your photos and videos in the cloud in your Google account, and then once they're there, you can view them like I just showed you. I mean, I took a picture, Google Photos uploaded it to the cloud, it's in the album, he can see it on his Mac, you can see it on your phones. The service is free, the app is free, and 15 gigabytes of storage is free. If you use more than 15 gigabytes, you have to pay. It's directly comparable to what you have to pay for Apple's iCloud or for any of the other services. It's $20 a year gets you the first tier of 100 gigabytes. And if you make an album and share it with a link, anybody with that link can see your photos. They don't even need a Google account. So very, very clear, clean way of sharing photos. Next. It has 3 versions. So there is the web version, which is how you access Google Photos on a computer, either Mac or Windows. You just go to a website, photos.google.com. On the iPhone, there's an iOS app. On the Android, there's an Android app. And all three versions have some slight differences. You'll be seeing some of them. Now, some terminology. I'm going to say cloud a lot, and upload and download. So the cloud, what is the cloud? It's just the internet. It's that thing that started back in the early 90s that everything is up there. Basically, it just means it's not on this device. It's somewhere else. The internet is made up of servers and tubes on the earth. I mean, they are on the earth, but it really helps if you think of it in the sky like a cloud, because then that helps with the terms upload and download. If something is on your device and you want it in the cloud, you upload it. If it's in the cloud and you want to see it on your device, that's download. One of my pet peeves, use the words right. Next slide. But the cloud isn't just one thing. You can have several different accounts in the cloud. So Google is kind of a sub-cloud, if you will. Google is your account with your username and password in the cloud. You can also have an Apple iCloud. You know, some people think that cloud means Apple. No, that's iCloud is Apple's. Then there's OneDrive, Dropbox, and Amazon Photos. Don't do as I say, not as I do. I have my photos going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all 5 of those. That is not a good idea. But two, I think, is a very good idea, because if you mess up one, you got the other. But you need to decide which one is your working copy of your photos. If you make albums in Google Photos, they're not going to show up in Apple Photos. If you make albums in Amazon Photos, they're not going to show up. So you need to decide which one will be your primary photo management tool. And I choose Google. Although my photos are also, if I totally screw up something on Google, I have them on OneDrive. I call it a magic attic because you can just throw things up there and they all collect. We have a little video to show you on this topic.
Hi, this is Guld with Geeks On Tour, and in case you don't know, I'm a big fan of Google Photos. One home for all of your photos, because it's in the cloud. In this little video, I want to give you a short visual representation of why I think Google Photos is so special. If you're anything like me, you have photos all over the place. You have photos on old phones. You have photos on old computers, on their hard drives. You have photos in old cameras, lots of camera cards around. Maybe you've put some onto CDs. And then there's just all the photos that we take with our phones. Well, Google gives you storage in the cloud for all of your photos. It's not just anywhere in the cloud, it's your account in the cloud. Private, for your eyes only. It is under lock and key with your username and password. So what you do is you just start uploading all of your photos to that account. All the old photos from cameras, from CDs, from computer hard drives. How about thumb drives? How about CDs? And then, of course, all the new photos you're taking from your phone. Once they're all collected in the cloud, Google just waves its magic wand, and now they are all in date order by the date taken recorded on the photo itself. Let me show you what this looks like then on a phone or on a computer. So this is my Android phone, and there is the Google Photos app. And here's pictures I just took with this phone today, but I can go back, grab this little button, notice the dates go by. I can go back to 2004, and you know that this phone did not take these pictures. I am seeing all of the photos in the Google Cloud. All I need is a connected device and the Google Photos app logged into my account. So here is my iPad, there is Google Photos. It's looking at my same account. I can tell by the little account button in the upper right. And same thing, I could go all the way back to 2004 or before and look at all of the pictures that have collected in my Google account in the cloud. On a computer, you don't have an app or any piece of software. You just go directly to the cloud using a web browser. You go to Photos, or if you're on a Chrome browser, you can click on these little dots here and go straight to Photos. You need to sign in with your account, but the next time you do this, you probably will already be signed in like I am. I see that that is my account, and here are the same pictures that I saw on my phone and on my iPad. And here are the same dates. I can go back to 2004 or beyond and see all the same pictures that are in my Google account. Google Photos, one home for your lifetime of photos and videos.
How much data does this use? If it's putting everything up into the cloud, how much data does it use? I took these screenshots from my phone for my real usage this past month or so, and the mobile data, so that means when I'm off the ship and I'm using the cellular and my photos are getting uploaded using the cellular data, I had 5.4 gigabytes used for a month's time, and on the ship on Wi-Fi I had 8.2 for, and both of those represent roughly 1,000 photos being uploaded. I don't think that's unreasonable. I think that's, and the value that it gives you to have them all in one place in the cloud, safe, is great.
Was it google.photos.com? What was it?
Photos.google.com.
Thank you.
And you can just do Google Photos and it'll get you there, you know, but photos.google.com is the exact URL. You can also add your old prints and slides. So not too many people living on the ship have a bunch of old photo albums, but before we got on the ship, I'll tell you, I had to do a lot of looking through old photo albums, and the easiest way is just take your phone and snap a picture, and then automatically it's in Google Photos. So and slides, we would just get out the old slide projector and have one last showing and take a picture of the projected photo. Now, you know, if you're a professional photographer, you're probably going, horrors, you know, it's not going to be the greatest quality, but you'd be surprised. And they actually turn out to be better than the original once you do a little bit of editing to them. So I have my entire life. Now, I have this funky little thing I call your IPO scale, your inner photo organizer. Google Photos is made for lazy people. You take photos, but you don't really want to work to organize them. You maybe share a few by text or by Facebook. You don't want to spend any time. If you are on the ambitious side, meaning you have had a naming system you've been using for years, you like to rename your photos according to your system, you have folders and subfolders, and you do all this work, you are not going to like Google Photos. Because Google Photos' purpose is to do it for you. It does not give you many tools that you are accustomed to on the computer. I am right in the middle. I say, well, I like my photos enough that I'll spend a little bit of work. I want to edit them and make them look better. I want to add them to albums. I put that as a number 3. Google Photos is good for 1, 2, and 3. 4 and 5, you're not going to like it. Next. So your basic organizing is that you put all of your photos in one place. If you've ever studied photo organizing management, step one is to get all the photos in one place. That's the only way that you can organize and sort and search and all that. But then you want to separate the best from the rest. And we have another video. This is about making favorites.
Hi, I'm Chris Guld with Geeks On Tour. And when we're traveling, I take so many pictures. I mean, look at that sunset. How can I take just one? I'm going to take one this way. I'm going to take one this way. Oh my. It is just so pretty. And then I'll probably take a couple in the morning. So then what do you do with all of those pictures and so many of them that look the same? Well, that's what I want to show you, what my process is in selecting the best photos. So here are all the photos I just took. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Lots of photos of that sunset last night. Do I really need to keep all of them? Well, no, and a lot of people would say you need to go in and delete. Well, but these are all pretty pictures. I can't delete them. What I can do, however, is take a look through them and decide maybe which ones are my favorites. And then all you have to do to mark your favorites, I'm looking through them. Now, that one is a favorite. On Google Photos, I'm in Google Photos now. I will show you in a minute on the iPhone and on the Samsung. You just tap the star. That makes that picture a favorite. Now, I think I liked one of the very first, and I like this one with the sunset reflected in our RV. I'll make that a favorite. And I think that one. Nope, that one is a favorite.
I know.
So now what? Instead of looking at all 20 or so pictures, I can tap on the library button and favorites. Now I am just looking at the favorites. There's 1, 2, only 3 pictures of the sunset. And if you should ever feel ambitious someday, so I'm going to back out and look at all my photos again. If you should ever feel ambitious someday and want to delete some photos that you don't need to keep, you know not to delete the ones that have the star on them. So that's how easy it is to use favorites in Google Photos.
Searching. So once all your photos are in one place, if you can search all of them at once rather than this folder and that folder and this folder, it makes it very powerful. And I'm going to let Jim on the computer show you this. So go to Google Photos, and it's just a web page, photos.google.com, and you need to be signed into your account. And this is his computer, but I have my account set up on his computer. So we're seeing the photos that I just took. No, we're not. There we go. Now we're seeing the photos that I just took. And so those are the ones that I just took right now. And if he scrolls down, so just start scrolling down, and the right sidebar ends up with a date. And you can just grab the little slider at the right, and you can scroll all the way down. Do it. Just grab it and scroll all the way down. And we're at a long time ago. But that's in an album. You're in an album. Yeah. Say, where'd the text come from? That's in an album. You can put text in albums as well. Okay, now you're just in the raw Google Photos. Okay, and there are the years at the side. and he went back to 1890. What? So this is an old family album, and I just snapped a picture, but then I changed the date. Google Photos allows you to change the date. When you snap a picture of an old picture, then you can put it in order. So that's my great-grandfather or something like that. All right, let's do a little bit of searching. How about dates? This is all in date order. There's a special date for us now, and that is April 20, 2025. And he can just type in April 20, 2025. And that takes you to that date. What do you think? That's the date that we moved on to the Odyssey. and we were worn out. But we had dinner with our friends Kit and Randy, because they're the ones that let us know about this fantastic lifestyle. But other things like Eiffel Tower, he can just search for Eiffel Tower. And this, I have not tagged any pictures with Eiffel Tower, but Google knows what the Eiffel Tower looks like. So it finds pictures, and this was in 2001. So this is before any geotagging. And another, let's say scuba diving, or scuba. And this is just by, it knows what scuba diving looks like. So it finds, and now those pictures that are not underwater, it might have scuba in the description of the pictures. So it searches on text as well as content of the photo. It also knows about people and faces. People say, oh, I have to work so hard to find all the pictures of so-and-so. Nope, you just go to people, and it has gathered, Google Photos knows what a person's face looks like, and when it ever sees another face that looks the same, it groups them together, and then you can add a name to it. So I have a lot of people that I have named, but if you keep going down, you will get to a place where there are people who are not named. And if you see somebody that you want named, what do you do, Jim?
Oh, you click on the face.
What? And then the add a name will appear. For some reason it seems to take a minute, but add a name will appear right there. There we go. Add a name. And once you add a name, then you can search by that person's name. And you can also combine things. So there's a whole group called Mom. Boy, that made it easy when I wanted to do a slideshow for her memorial. I didn't have to hunt for all of the photos I have of her. They're already gathered. I just had to pick the best ones. So Mom is an out.
Mom.
Oh, that's your mom. But you can also, I remember a photo of my mom hugging our dog, Odie. So you can type Mom hugging Odie. It also recognizes pets, by the way, and I've named the pet Odie, our dog. Oh, it's worked every time I've tried this. Must be something that you did. All right.
No, I'll get it.
How about kayaking in Venice? You're going to try Mom hugging Odie again? Because it really is a cute picture. No, kayaking in Venice was great, too.
How does Google know who your mom is?
It doesn't. I told it. It knows her face, and it put every picture with that face in a group. Then I put the name Mom on it. And this is kayaking in Venice. Now it knows that just because it knows what a kayak looks like, and it knows what Venice looks like. Or this actually might have been with a phone, so it was geotagged. Okay, where are we?
I'm going to try Mom hugging Odie.
Okay, there we go. There's Mom hugging Odie. Aww. And that's it. Let's go on to editing now. So that's searching. So the point is, you don't have to do anything except for get your photos up there and make sure that they got up there. And then you can find things by date, by place, or by people, or just by contents of the photo. You can find it. Next thing that I love doing with Google Photos is editing. You do not, we've done that. So making photos look better. Anybody know where this was? Kodiak. This was in Kodiak, Alaska. I took the picture on the left, but don't you think the one on the right looks better? So show them how it's done, Jim. And this can be done on the phone or on the computer. I'm going to let Jim do it on the computer. So here is the original photo, and that's nice, but the ship looks kind of far away, and he just clicked on the edit button. It's the one that looks like 3 sliders. That one right there. Edit. And first thing is to straighten and crop. The second button there is for cropping. And notice how the horizon is just a little bit crooked, isn't it? I like straight pictures. So he's just clicking on this center point and dragging left and right to make it straight. Then he's going to grab a corner and bring it in closer, so cropping so that the ship is going to be bigger. And then the last thing, it's still kind of dull, isn't it? There is a one-click automatic fix under this first button here. That's called suggestions. And if you click dynamic, boom. Notice how you now see detail in the shadows, and you see the green where it was just black before. And then the last thing that I love doing is a vignette, and that is on the adjustments button and all the way at the bottom. There's a bunch of, just play with it. It's so fun to just play and see, how is this going to affect my picture, and do you like it or not? And he's just pulling over the slider on vignette, and notice how it just darkens the edges. And if you want to see what the original looked like, you just click and hold anywhere on the picture, and notice how it gets all black again here and the vignette is gone. Let go and you see the edited version. And then you save a copy. Now the next picture to be edited is this lighthouse. So, I love lighthouses, right? But that's an But let's say somebody said, send me your pictures of your most recent pictures of lighthouses, and they need it to be a square. So you click on, well, first you need to straighten it. Straighten is always first, because when you straighten it, other things go off the edges. So he straightened it, and now you want to crop it to a square. So you click down at the bottom where it says square, and now it's a square. Now you can move the object around inside the square, and if you know about the rule of thirds, we're going to change it so that or you can make the square a little bit smaller, Jim. Then you can move then there's more space to move that around. Okay, so you see the grid line? And he has moved the lighthouse so that it's in the third. He's changed the composition of the photo using crop. Now we want to brighten it up a bit, so I would go to that first suggestions and choose dynamic, and that looks pretty good, although I think it could be even a little bit more bright, and so I would go to the adjustments and just increase brightness. There we go, and then maybe a vignette. I love vignette. My favorite thing. All right, is that a better picture? Yeah. And you save. And I just need to do one that has to be done on the phone, and that is to remove an object out of a picture. So this picture, yeah. This was in Cartagena, and this guy here, Jim gets stopped on the street all the time for his mustache. And I thought it was so, this guy was just commenting, oh, nice mustache, and I took a picture, but I don't want all these people in the middle. All right, so just watch this. All I have to do is rub over them and erase. And it takes a second. It's AI and analyzing the photo and trying to follow my instructions. But in a minute, we will see the photo without the people in the middle. Boom. And save. And show you a little bit bigger so you can see. It does a great job at just getting rid of things that you don't want in your picture. So creating an album. So what's been going on now, there's been an idea floated that up at Mike's Bar, wouldn't it be nice if one of those TVs, you know, there's 3 TVs, right? If one of those TVs just had a slideshow going all the time of our pictures. So we're going to start that album and give you an invite to add pictures to it. I only want to start it with our best photos, so just go to Photos and Favorites. And this is also teaching you how do you make an album in Google Photos. So he just clicked on Favorites, so now he's seeing just our favorite photos. And yeah, I love that one of Jim with the people that welcomed us in Nagasaki. So you select, just select 1, 2, 3, 4, however many you want, Jim. So he's selecting photos. And then you make an album. You click on the plus to say add these selected photos to something. And there's all sorts of things. You can make a movie, you can create a book, you can, anyway, he's going to make an album and call it, and so new album, and call it VVO Group Photos.
How do you spell VVO?
VVO Group Photos. And then you just click the check mark up here to say, okay, set it, save it, done. Now we want to share it with a link. So he clicks on the share button, which is that 3-dot slingshot, and create link. So we don't want to share it with you and you and you and you. We want to create a link and post the link somewhere that any of you can get it. Where would that be? WhatsApp. So he's copying the link, and now he'll go to WhatsApp and paste that into the whatever that general group is.
Community photos.
So this is a group album that we hope everybody contributes photos to. And we'll, you know, somebody will be looking at it before before it goes up on the TV. But
Ollie will be looking at
Ollie, yes, this is Ollie's idea. No, it was Walter's idea, right? Yeah, it was Walter's idea. To collect photos to put up on Mike's Bar. So we've started an album. He grabbed a link. He goes to WhatsApp. And VV General Chat probably would be the best.
Yep.
And link for group album. And any of you now. So let me show you. I am going to go to WhatsApp on my phone, open that link, and share a photo. So, WhatsApp. And Willoughby and General Chat. And here is link for group album. All I do, tap on that. I'll see the album. And then in this bar at the bottom here, there's a share, there's a plus, and there's an edit pencil. I tap the plus to add a photo. And now I just pick some photo that I want to add. Let me see. There we go. How about my kimono purchase? And I tap add. And now my photo is part of the album. That's all you have to do. Now, if any of you want to add photos for Mike's Bar and you don't use Google Photos, you can just email it to Jim and Chris at geeksontour.com or get with us, whatever. But that's how that is. No, I'm done. I'm ready for questions.
Yes, but I can catch up.
Yeah, and we have a microphone going around here.
Hi, I know you're a Google girl, but can you say what features are unique to it other than iPhotos, Apple Photos?
Yeah. The number one thing that is unique to Google Photos is that it works on Apple and Android and Windows and Mac.
Apple stuff.
That's the number one. If you are completely in the Apple world, then no, they're very comparable. If you're comfortable, if you're happy with what it is, and you didn't see anything here tonight that you said, oh, that would be better than what I have, then no. As I say, I'm not here to tell Apple people to go to Google Photos. The sharing is probably the biggest thing. Sharing.
And all the old pictures?
What?
Putting in all the old pictures?
And putting in the old pictures, yeah. Well, you would do the same thing. If you snap a picture with your iPhone, it'll go up to iCloud. Yeah, but transferring from the computer, if you have a Mac, then that's a done deal too. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well, what's going to happen with your photo albums when you die? Are your grandchildren going to be able to see them? The grandchildren of your grandchildren be able to see them?
Right. You can make photo books. I have tons of photo books that I have made from my albums for that purpose. I also have a system. My system is I make an album for each month. I have kind of a journaling album. I have albums for all sorts of reasons, but I have specific kind of journaling albums, and those I download to my computer into folders. So whoever gets my computer when I die will have all of those. But books would be the best way. Printed, actual printed books. It's just one more click and an album becomes a book and gets printed and mailed to you. Yeah, back in the back.
Can I come?
Once you edit a photo in Google Photos, does it sync with your image gallery on your phone, showing you the edits that you made?
Yes, both ways. It might become a second copy, but yes, if I edit a photo that is on my device using Google Photos, then it becomes another. Well, shall I try it? And
second question, if I may. If you delete a photo on your phone, does that sync with the...
Deleting is something that you really do need to understand, especially if you're in the Apple world, because Google and Apple have completely different philosophies of the cloud. With Google, they just want your stuff in the cloud. Once it's there, they couldn't care about what's on your device. So you can delete it from your device and you won't miss it because you're looking at the cloud copy. Apple, iCloud is not like that. iCloud is a synchronizing tool. Add a photo to one Apple device, it's added to all Apple devices. Delete a photo from one Apple device, it's deleted from all Apple devices. So, including the cloud, yes. Including iCloud, yes. Yes, so if you use Google Photos on your iPhone to delete a photo, it deletes it from the Google Cloud and it deletes it from your phone. You give permission to do that when you delete. iCloud sees that it's been deleted from the phone and it deletes it from everywhere else.
Is there a way around that such that if you delete it on your phone, it won't be deleted on iCloud?
Nope, there's no way around that. iCloud deletes, period.
So on Google, you delete on your phone, but it stays on the cloud.
On Google, you can delete on your phone, but it stays in the cloud. There's two ways of deleting. If you click the trash can, it deletes from the phone and from the cloud. But if you use the options, there is a delete from device, which leaves it in the cloud. iCloud does not have that. Apple iCloud does not have that.
Hey Chris, thank you for this. And everything on Google is linked to your email, right?
Well, to your Google account, which is represented by an email, yes.
So if you had previous Google emails and shared photos or received shared photos from others on previous emails, is there an easy way of merging all that together?
There's a relatively easy way of doing that, yeah, if you still have access. So if you still have access to your old Google accounts and there are photos there, you do what's called a partner sharing with your new account and tell it to save all of the pictures from the old account to the new account. It's done. It does not get you the album structures, however, but it does get you all of the pictures.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, you want to see editing on an iPhone and save and see what, okay. So here is Apple Photos. Well, let me take a picture. That would be better. I'm going to take a picture with my iPhone of this wonderful mustache, yes. Okay.
Hurry up.
So I take a picture with the iPhone, and it is in Apple Photos, but I also, where is it actually stored? On the device in the camera roll. Both Apple Photos and Google Photos see it there.
It's not in two places.
It's not, there's no two copies until it's uploaded to the Google Cloud. Now there's two copies, then it's uploaded to the iCloud. Now there's 3 copies. All right, so here is the photo. I am in Google Photos, and I will crop so that it's just very clear that I've made this change, and I will make it black and white. How's that? So it's very clear that I have made a change and I'm saving. This is in Google Photos. Now let me go look in Apple Photos, and it is a black and white cropped picture. So Google Photos has changed the photo in your camera roll, which is being shown on there.
I believe in iPhoto, if you edit a photo, you can always go back to the original.
Yes. Yes.
Can you go back on the one you just did?
Absolutely. So I'm in Google Photos right now. And I open that picture, I tap edit again, and I have this revert option in the lower right. And it's back to the original.
You do it from iPhoto. Had you been able?
Oh, I doubt that. He says, can you do it? Could I revert to the original in iPhoto?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. I tap edit in iPhoto, and there is a revert. Revert to original.
Oh.
I'll be damned. Yeah. So even though Google made the change, iPhoto can revert it.
One more.
What was my question? Never mind.
Okay.
We have questions for you. Did you learn something?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there is one more.
Jim, use your microphone. Jim, use your microphone.
I have a Google Pixel. I also have 100 gigabytes. I paid the $20.
Uh-huh.
Everything's very clear here.
Hold
The only
mic
thing
to
I
your
don't know
mouth.
how to do
Mic to your
is
mouth.
upload
Thank you.
the pictures into the cloud.
Oh, okay. So you have a Google Pixel. All you do, so I'll bring out, here's my Android phone. Jim doesn't like it if I use his Pixel phone. So I'll use my Android. It would be the same thing. And I go to Google Photos, and it automatically uploads as long as you turn it on. Okay? So that, where to turn on backup is under your account button. Upper right hand corner, your little face or the circle, and and under settings, photo settings, backup. It must be on. You know, if that's off, then no, it's not going to be backing up.
Then how would you do it if they have 1,000 photos and hasn't been backed up?
You just turn it on, and it will start. It will. Yeah, that's the problem with some people. They just say yes, 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 and they've turned backup on, and now all the thousands of photos on their phone are going up, and they didn't know that. That's the way it works. It uploads all the photos that are on your device to the Google Photos cloud.
And then how do you get them off?
How do you get them off the phone?
Off the device.
The device. Oh, okay. That is called free up space. So once again, oh, it looks like I turn on backup. Turn on backup. Okay. Just right under your account button, there's this thing called free up space on this device. You tap that, and it says free up space on this device. Only the items that it already knows made it to the cloud, it will delete them from your phone. It says if I tap that button, it will free up nearly 16 gigabytes. I can tap it. It still gives me a, nope, it doesn't. I thought it gave me another confirmation. No, I really don't want to do that. Because I have plenty of space on this phone, so I kind of like having them local on my device in addition to the cloud. But that will do it. One click, one step will delete them all.
All right. Here we go. True or false? Anyone can view photos from your shared album if they have the link. No Google account needed. You can find photos taken on any day by A, scrolling through the timeline, B, searching for the date, or C, both A and B.
C.
Both A and B. True or false? Google Photos can find your photos of the Eiffel Tower with no tagging because it knows what the tower looks like. Amazing. True or false? You need a computer to edit photos with Google Photos. You can do it on any device. If you lose your phone, how do you see the pictures you took with that phone?
Any other device signed in to your Google account.
And the simplest way to get old prints and slides into Google Photos is A, pay to have them scanned, B, use your phone to capture, or C, buy a scanner.
B.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks for watching. I'm Jim.
I'm Chris.
And we are Geeks on Tour.